Can you talk to us a little bit about heart hacking, exactly what that is?
Yeah, heart hacking comes out of this idea that we've been playing around with for teaching meditation, which is that you can hack the mind and heart. And by hacking, we mean programming. We mean seeing your experience as an operating system, as if it's an operating system, and going in and actually beginning to understand how it works, and then beginning to actually change how it works. So heart hacking is really focused on the practices and the trainings that are about reprogramming the heart and making it, not making it more open, but revealing its openness.
Mm-hmm. And so another question I have is, I know we had a chance to talk briefly about women in Buddhism, and what to you is the feminine face of Buddha?
It's a really interesting question, because at some point in my practice, the feminine and the masculine faces drop away, and so there is no distinction. But if we were to come into distinctions, then of course the feminine quality of Buddhahood, I guess I would say, it's very soft, open, revealing, vulnerable. Not that the masculine doesn't have that. That's just my expression of it. And connection. I would use the word connection a lot. The relationship part of it is really important.
I'd just throw in one other piece, which is, a big part of what we've been exploring is how do you bring together the individual and the social dimensions of experience and see that too can be, to use a Zen phrase, a duality. That in fact those two dimensions paradoxically co-arise, they come together. We can't be separate individuals without being in a relationship, and we can't know ourselves without being in a relationship. So for both of us, I think it's really interesting to explore how to bring these meditative skill sets or these mind hacking tools into the interpersonal space, into the social arena, because for many contemplative traditions has been, I think, something of a blind spot where you go and do your own solitary practice and have your own realizations. You do it in community, but so much of it's done by yourself in silence. And so it's really interesting to begin to extend that awareness and that mindfulness, into a different space and to glean different kinds of insights. So I just wanted to share a bit about the kind of social awakening aspect of this.
And it's also curious too, because the Buddha actually did teach in the Satipatthana Sutta, to develop mindfulness individually and then develop mindfulness in relationships. So it's there, it's in our tradition, no matter what you practice. So, and I think our path, we've kind of been forced to do that because we're married and we've been married for so long, and we started practicing that we would sit for hours on our cushion, have all these awesome experiences. I'm talking about myself, and then come back and then fight, So it's oh wait, okay, we're not monastics. We're in this relationship. We chose to get married, and so we were really forced to get into the grit there. Yeah.
Another thing you talked about, speaking of that mirror, that couplehood is such a wonderful opportunity for. Mm-hmm. You also talked about mirroring neurons. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a kind of common phrase I keep hearing in the neurosciences that neurons that wire together fire together. It's like a way of describing how our brain changes. But I was thinking, if we look at ourselves as individual neurons in a kind of network of human consciousness, then we are also wiring and firing together as individuals. So in that sense, we're always impacting each other, and our state of mind is actually, it's affecting the collective in a way that's wiring it in a particular direction. So then if we see that, and that's true, we have to become responsible for the way that we're rewiring humanity and the way we're rewiring our future, and take responsibility for our state of mind and what we're adding to the mix.
I think that's a perfect metaphor to wrap on. So thank you to both of you for teaching us how to reboot the world, as you say.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It was great to be here.
Quite joy in this land. It's amazing here.
Yeah.